Hey guys, it's Bishopsy here, and welcome to episode 27 of the BFC Dynamo series. Now, today's episode, as you can see, the January transfer window has closed. Looking at the league table, we're in a bit of a dangerous position at the moment, albeit if we can get a result against Augsburg in this first game, it will lift us out of the current playoff relegation spot. So we're currently on 20 points. As you can see, below us is Osnabrück, who are also on 20 points. And they're currently in the automatic relegation zone. So we've got a lot of work to do. We need to keep trying to get results. We've had a few losses recently. We've had a pretty good draw in there as well. We'll go over the fixtures in a second. But today's game. So we've got Augsburg, first of all. They're in 11th at the moment, and then today's second game is against our rivals, Dynamo Dresden, the other Dynamo team. And they're struggling as well, so that's a massive game. If we lose that game, things will probably kick into overdrive as far as the chances of us actually getting relegated. I knew this season was going to be tough. It's proven to be as tough as I thought it would be. We're not really getting enough wins to set ourselves up to be a team like Hertha or Augsburg, which is where I would like to be. That sort of, they're just above safety. You know, Augsburg, theoretically, if they beat us today, they'll be on 30 points, which is sort of top half. But yeah, we're on 20. A win today will see us actually go above Hansa Rostock, who have had a bit of a resurgence recently. So I want to get above them, and a win against Augsburg will do that. As far as the top of the table, as you can see there, Hanover, Nuremberg, Darmstadt, they're in the top three. Braunschweig just outside. But they could theoretically go into that playoff spot for promotion. I'm not too fussed about the top of the league. You know, we need to focus on where we are, which is down the bottom. Finances. I'll go into the finances or the transfers in a bit more detail. Come the end of the season, we're going to be, you know, a fair way out of debt. So I'm looking forward to that. But like I've said in the last episode, the episode before that, we need to stay in this division. If we get relegated back to 3 Liga, the finances are going to blow out again. I mean, albeit I definitely think we have enough to get promoted. We've got a nice young squad at the moment who are all sort of locked down 3-year, 4-year contracts, which is really good. You'll also see there's a bit of transfer budget down there. I'll show you how we have an actual transfer budget. We did actually sell a player. So let's go transfers. And then we'll go fixtures. So we'll do the outs first of all. A few players have left. A few players on loan. So Robert Fix went to Rossesbach. They play in the Regional Liga Südwest. Tim Beyer, the left wing regen or new gen, he went to Bayreuth, who I believe are also, no, they're still in 3 Liga, potentially going to get relegated. Not good. Neither of those two are actually playing. They both went as fringe players, but they were both kicking up a stink about going out on loan. So instead of having more squad problems, I decided to just let them go out on loan. They're not going to develop. I'm under no disillusion. The next player that went out on loan was Felix Meyer. Of course, Meyer, bit of a club legend, I would say. He had a very, very impressive season with us last year, getting us promoted. Also back in Regional Liga, if we go all the way back to our first season there, had an absolutely incredible season playing at left centre back. So, you know, he's a good player. He's played well all throughout his career. Like I said, last season, averaged over a 7 in 36 games in midfield. So, very happy for him to go out on loan. He wasn't getting any game time. Elversberg were in 3 Liga. They're actually a half-decent team in 3 Liga. And he went out on loan. A little bit of loan fee. I think realistically, it's mostly a bit of wages and a bit of playing time. Then come the next 3 transfers. These ones are very interesting. The first of which was Daniel Anor, and he went to Hamburg for 300,000. You guys might be saying, he's an academy graduate. Why did you sell him? Why did you sell him? He wasn't developing. I wasn't able to give him any game time to actually develop him. So theoretically, he's 19, is losing the chance, I guess, to develop further. I got 300k out of Hamburg, who are in our division. But Hamburg, they're a pretty reputable club. And I also got a cheeky little clause in there as well, which was 50% of next sale. So whatever he sells for in the future, if Hamburg are able to sell him, and he doesn't go on a free transfer, we will get half of that entire transfer. If he goes for 10 million to a Bundesliga club, we get 5 of that 10. So 50% really good, and that's of next sale. That's not of profit either, albeit profit would probably be, I would say, nearly equally as good. But that is next sale, so we get half of whatever he's sold for in the future. The next player was Susek. Again, he was also kicking up a fuss about playing. I thought about maybe giving him a bit of game time, but then I thought, looking back on his stats, he hasn't been the best. Last season, he was pretty dreadful, and that was in 3 Liga. This season, he played 1 game, he got an assist, got a 7.3. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he's good enough to play in 2 Bundesliga. He's now with Energy Cottbus, of course. They were our rivals in that first season for promotion. He's playing well for them. They're in Regional Liga still. So, yeah. They're paying a little bit of his wages, so that's good. And then the final player I transferred was pretty much on deadline day, or the day before deadline day, and that was Udovic. And we sold him to Hoffenheim for, I think it was 200,000 up front, and then 200,000 over 12 months. I think it was similar to the deal with Anor. I think that was 150k up front, 150k over 12 months. But yeah, Udovic was sold to Hoffenheim. Of course, they are a Bundesliga club. When the Bundesliga clubs come knocking, you're probably going to sell. Now, Udovic, I liked the look of him, but he's got 7 passing. I don't think that's going to be good enough to play as a ball-playing defender, which is what we play as in our 2 centre-backs in the tactic. He's not good enough to sort of play in that role. So I thought, we'll cash in. They were interested. They sent us an offer. I did 200,000, like I said, up front, 200,000 over the 12 months, and then I put a 30% of next sale clause in as well. So we're going to get nearly a third of the next sale if Hoffenheim sell him on to either another Bundesliga club. They might sell him on to a Croatian club, perhaps. Whoever they sell him to, we get 30%. And again, setting up some of these deals in the coming 2 or 3 seasons might get us finances that really propel the club and allow us to get promoted. This is something to think about, and very important to remember. We can always actually sell those clauses to the clubs as well to generate extra finances. So that might be something we look at. Also mentioning, we got him back on loan with no wages for the rest of the season. So theoretically, it was a good piece of business because we got the same player for the rest of the season. We're now paying none of the wages. And we got money out of him. Cheeky 400k plus that clause in there as well. Alrighty. So the transfers in. We'll start off, well, there's only one transfer in, realistically, and that is Zidane Zerdemir from Leipzig. As you can see, just a really good attacking midfielder. We might be able to retrain him as an inside forward on the right-hand side, but I like the look of him. I think as a Jublovic backup, because Jublovic his form has started to dip, along with the rest of the team. It should be worth mentioning. So I'm not going to single him out, but he was playing incredibly for us, which was sort of pulling pulling the strings with everyone else. So Serdemir comes in. I like the look of Serdemir, and yeah, like I said, he'll be challenging Jublovic and hopefully bringing him back to that form that he had sort of midway through the season, or midway through the first half of the season. All right, so the recent fixtures, of course, last episode was up and down. We got the win over Grua, and then the 5 goals conceded to Hamburg. We actually followed that up with a 1-1 draw against Werder Bremen. I thought this was going to be a much tougher game. As you can see, they did dominate us, but we opened the scoring through Prevel in the 27th minute. It took them till the 84th minute to get their equaliser. Bredlow actually playing really well in this one. Conceded 1 goal from 10 shots, which is a much better strike rate. Feel sorry for their goalkeeper. 2 shots on target. I'm pretty sure that would have been the first shot on target as well for us, and we managed to get the goal. We followed that up with a 3-0 victory away to Holstein Kiel. A very good win, because they're actually relegation rivals with us at the moment. As you can see, Sunsat Bell getting a goal for himself, Richardson on the score sheet there as well, and then Jublovic, Zogovic with a double assist for himself, playing at left back for that game as well. Very impressive. Then we had the mid-season break, 3-0 loss against Stuttgart in a friendly, 2-1 loss against Nuremberg in a friendly, and then Stendal. I like to get that easier fixture prior to the recommencement, and we beat them 3-1. Worth mentioning in here, Breedel did pick up an injury, so he was going to be out. He's only just coming back for today's game, which is really good, very much needed. We recommenced the 2 Bundesliga season, suffered a 4-1 loss to Hanover. They're top of the league now. It kind of makes sense. Sunsat Bell had a goal disallowed. He then scored one in the 28th minute, and then Lacey had a goal disallowed just after half-time. We could have essentially been 3-0 up. And then in that second half, this bloke here, Tuchet, he scored a hat-trick. They also had another goal in there from Manu. But I had Krollo in goals. Prevel played terribly. We just sort of crumbled in that second half. Maybe that Lacey goal, if it had been allowed, it might have turned the game in our favour. Anyway, that's what their team looked like. We always seem to struggle against the teams that play 3 at the back with wing backs, I've noticed. And a lot of teams play that style or that tactic against us. Anyway, we bounced back with a result. It was only a draw against Hertha Berlin in the Berlin Derby. A 1-1 draw. It's not terrible. Again, it's a little bit more even. We opened the scoring with an own goal. And then they got a goal back in the second half there, 50th minute. Sunsat Bell didn't play too well. Gudra didn't play too well. Krollo actually had a better performance with a 6.9, the 20-year-old Croatian goalkeeper. Prevel's a weird one. In theory, he should be a really good player, but he's just not. I think it's the positioning and the work rate. I think they really, really let him down. I don't know what to do with him, because he's a good-looking wing-back. He really is. Maybe I'd convert him to a left winger next season. We try and go for a more defensively solid, better position-minded wing-back. Because he can play that position. His dribbling's a little bit low, but he's got really good crossing, good technique, really good pace on him as well. Something to think about, because he's always sort of at fault for goals, I feel like. Anyway, the final game we just played was a 4-2 loss. This one hurt against Braunschweig. As you can see, absolutely destroyed us on the pitch. Passes completed, possession, XG, 20 shots, 13 shots on target. We had 3 and 3, and we managed to score 2 goals from 3 shots. So that's a pretty good conversion rate. They opened the scoring. We got one back through Hendricks, which is good to see him on the score sheet. And then Lacey picked up a second yellow card 20 minutes after he got his first one. And we were down to 10 men. Second half, they then scored 2 goals. We got one back through Pajovic, the centre mid. And then they got a fourth goal there late on as well. A little bit disappointing, but down to 10 men, we were drawing at that stage. Of course, they're gonna come out and dominate us. So it is a little bit frustrating. Anyway, looking for a big result here against Augsburg. This is the lineup that we're going to go with. Like I said, Bredlow back in goals, so important, so important. You can see his average rating, last 5 games he played as well. It's he's needed, because we have been conceding a lot of goals. Maybe not entirely down to Crollo, who is on a 6.9. He hasn't been terrible, but there have been times, especially conceding 4 goals and then 4 goals again, where I'm like, if Bredlow's there, it might be a little bit better. He's got more experience, better mental stats as well. Anyway, Zogovic going to be the right back today. Ivanovic and Naranjo, they continue their partnership. It says fairly poor, and they're not a good partnership, but I'm just going to ignore that because we theoretically have no other option. We've got Leader. We do have Udovic again, but he was playing worse than both of these guys, so we'll continue with them as our centre-back partnership. Ravel, already mentioned him. Don't want to talk about him too much further. Pajovic and Cantillo. Cantillo's actually been playing really well, and then Pajovic has sort of been keeping Rajic out of the first team, who he himself hasn't actually been playing that poorly. And he's actually been improving in his stats, the Red Star Belgrade man. But Pajovic, he's playing really well. He's not really developing, which is frustrating, despite having all that 5-star potential. And of course, that potential is in relation to our squad. Keep that in mind. Jublovic coming back in. I did play Serdemir in the last game. He got a 6.2, so that was pretty dreadful. But then again, we were down to 10 men. They scored 4 goals. Can't really blame him too much. Jublovic was a little bit fatigued for that last game. Richardson actually coming back in as well. He's been out with injury. As a result of that, Soonsup Bell moves from striker back to the inside forward. Of course, where is he? Shea Lacey, suspended again. He's either suspended or injured, and that's pretty much how it's been all season. And then when I put him in the starting lineup, he either scores a goal or gets sent off. So it's a weird one. Anyway, Hendricks, like I said, hopefully he'll continue to develop. He's actually, developing pretty well. I just want his pace and his strength and stuff, these physicals. If they can just get a little bit higher, we would be in such a better position with him. He'd be so dangerous with really good pace. And that's the lineup. So yeah, Richardson will start up front. I want to get a day in the lineup more. He's a good player. He's a good player, the 20-year-old. And I feel like he does have goals in him. So we might bring him off the bench today as well. Anyway, that's the lineup. That's the bench there. No other real decent mentions on there. Serdemir, Gudra, Ade, Udovic. Verdugo makes it, but he's not going to be used. Romero, Leader, and then Crollo's also on the bench. Udovic gets another squad number because he's come back on loan. And let's get into it. We need a much better performance today. Much better. All right. All right, here we go. We've actually been starting games really well. Even if we concede early, I feel like we're almost getting a goal back within 15, 20 minutes. So it's been quite impressive. Augsburg are coming forward here. Pajovic does manage to win the ball. Hendricks heads the ball to no one, but he pretty much had to keep it from going for a throw-in. Oh, we've stolen the ball there. Jublovic coming forward. Oh, that's taken a wicked deflection. Jublovic with the shot. It's going to be an own goal there for Augsburg. That was a wicked deflection. I don't think I've ever seen that in Football Manager. That was far out as well. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that. That's pretty cool. Anyway, Hendricks now coming forward down this left wing. He's crowded out by 2 defenders. A little bit disappointing there. He doesn't have the pace. That's the problem. Oh, that's a good touch. Oh, that should have been a goal. Ivanovic with a massive intervention. Ivanovic has been definitely the best centre-back we've had so far. I was a little bit sort of taken aback. I didn't think, early in the season when we were pretty much getting battered every game, that he would become as good as he is at the moment. All right, Zogovic, bit of a poor ball. It might be a penalty, though. It is. Cantillo is brought down in the box. And it should be Zogovic to actually take the penalty as well. All right, can he make it? It's going to be Jublovic. And he does. He puts it in the back of the net. And we're 2-0 up in 25 minutes. Good stuff. Of course, I brought in the new set-piece coach. He's actually the one choosing who takes the set pieces as well. So he's deeming Jublovic to be a little bit better than Zogovic, which is good, because I'd probably prefer to have my attacking midfielder taking a penalty as opposed to my right wing back. Anyway, Ivanovic now into midfield. Sunsa Bell to Zogovic down this right-hand side. A little bit of space. Can he get a cross in? He's going to get tackled, wins it back. Moving the ball pretty nicely here. Pajovic, Hendricks, Richardson. There we go. 3-0. Come on. Where is this performance coming from? That was a good goal as well. I think Richardson has pretty good heading. Yeah, he's got 15 headings, so that makes sense. We almost get a fourth goal there. I think that was Pajovic with a header that hits the crossbar. Jublovic with a corner. Their goalkeeper manages to get it. But we're sort of approaching half-time now. And luckily for us, that first goal was an own goal, because that has really just destroyed their centre-backs rating, which I assume has probably led to the second and third goals there. I wonder if he actually gave away the penalty. Should have kept a close eye on that. All right, let's make a sub here. We're about 60 minutes in. Sunsa Bell isn't playing too well. So maybe Richardson will get a day. I almost don't want to change anything. We'll go Rajic for Pajovic. That's the only change I'm going to make, unless we're forced. Just get him a little bit of game time. So I want him to be fit, just in case Pajovic, is fatigued or picks up an injury or something like that. I don't like putting players that aren't match fit out there. It can tend to have a negative effect. They're going to get one back there, Augsburg. Yeah, a little bit disappointing, but it is what it is. All right, Ivanovic, Naranjo. And Cantillo loses out in midfield there. That's frustrating. We're currently without Smet. Should be said as well. He's been injured for a little while. I think about 6 or 7 weeks. And that shot there from Augsburg is going to go over the top. Sunsa Bell, he's not playing well. We might even take him off. We'll take him off for the last 10. We'll give Serdemir another crack at it. I might even just play him out there. Let's do that. Let's just play him out there on that right inside forward role. See what he can do. He can't really play there too well. But if we do play him out there and train him as a right winger, or play him to play on that right hand side, He might be able to pick it up, and I don't see why he would be terrible in that position. Jublovic with a corner. It's cleared away. Cantillo gets on the end of it. Plays to Richardson. I don't know why Richardson's not in the box. Our striker with 15 heading. Anyway, Sotomir tackled, no penalty, and that's going to be the end of the highlight. All right, we're in a stoppage time now, and I don't think there's going to be a highlight there either. So there we go, full time. 3-1 victory. That is massive. Oh, that's so needed right now. Going to praise the boys there. Look at that. That shoots us up to 13th place. We were down in the playoff relegation spot. And now we're into 13th. We've increased 3 positions as a result of that. And I mean, realistically, the next game against Dresden is such a huge game. I mean, it's already the derby, the rivalry we have with them. But on top of that, you know, they're 2 points behind us now. Worth mentioning, Snyder's transfer listed there at Twente. Unfortunately, my wage budget did get reduced, so theoretically, I can't actually even go after him, which is a little bit annoying, but you know, it is what it is. All right, I'll pause the video here and I'll join you back for the lineup against Dynamo Dresden. All right, so let's get into the lineup. Like I said, this is pretty much I don't know, I guess a relegation 6-pointer. Not only that, but it's what I'm classing as the Dynamo Derby. So they're our rivals. They're probably our fiercest rivals, I would say, at the moment. And I really want to make sure that we try and go out there and get the win. I know we're away from home, so it's in Dresden, but do I want to change anything? I don't think I want to change anything. We came out guns blazing and pretty much went 3-0 up in the space of, what, 25 minutes, was it? Let's just go out there and do the exact same thing. Yeah, I didn't really like any of those team talks. Wasn't what I wanted. Anyway, we're in the big Dynamo Dresden stadium here today. Have no idea what it's actually called, but it looked huge. It definitely looked bigger than the stadium we're currently in, which is Magdeburg's. And that's, what, 28,000? So theoretically, I'd say this one's at least 30 plus. I might be wrong, but it just from first glance, it looked big. Anyway, Dresden, they're coming forward. They are a good side. It's worth mentioning. You know, I talked them up back when they got promoted from 3 Liga in that first season where we came up. Anyway, we're actually coming forward now. Zogovic, Sunsa Bell, he's got the pace. Ooh, it's another deflected shot. He actually had Richardson open in the middle there. Probably should have passed it. Would have been an easy tap in there for Richardson. Nothing much going, really. I mean, a bit of possession there for Dresden, but that's about it. The XG is very low for both teams at the moment. Let's do a cheeky little encourage. Get the boys a little bit happier out there on the pitch. A little bit more motivated, perhaps. A couple of flares going off in the crowd for the Dynamo Derby. Ooh, the Dresden shot just goes over the bar as well. I got a little bit nervous then. And they're coming forward yet again. That's going to be a second yellow card for Prevel. Oh, it's so frustrating. Oh, man. All right, we'll bring Hendricks off. That is so frustrating. Oh, my God. All right, Romero's going to come on. Again, he's not really setting the world alight either. But we're down to 10 men. I mean, the flares are going crazy in the background there. Ah, so frustrating. You know, we've got it all to do now. Like now, at this point in time, I'll take the draw. I would literally take the draw. Got a few more players on yellow cards as well. I don't even really have a backup for Cantillo. Leader would probably be the only option there. Pajovic is playing pretty dreadfully. Soonsup Bell, 6.2. Probably should have taken him off instead of Hendricks. But anyway, they got Parrott as well, the Irishman, who's just put it in the back of the net. He's a very, very good player. Formerly of Tottenham. And we do find ourselves 1-0 down. All right, let's make a sub. Just trying to think of what we do here. Soonsup Bell needs to come off. So we'll take him off for a day. I'm going to put Richardson as the inside forward on the right. And we'll go like that. I will actually take... Yeah, I'll take Pajovic off for Rajic. Again, I don't know if it's really going to do anything. I feel like they're going to smell blood in the water now. They are coming forward yet again. They're building from the back because they do have that man advantage. Oh, what are we doing? Why are we giving up on that ball? Who was that? Pretty sure that was Zogovic. Absolutely giving up on that ball there. Allowing them to get a cross in. It's terrible. Terrible stuff. I mean, I've got to encourage him again. Come on, we've got to do something. At least play a little bit better so we don't look like we're about to concede. All right, Dresden, they're coming forward again. They're basically just beating our players. I mean, I partly think Bredlow should have probably come out there and tried to claim that. They get a lucky deflection off a cross, and it's 2-0. Oh, it's frustrating. I mean, Romero's absolutely dread. I'm taking him off. Why did I bring him on in the first place? Oh. Now I'm making poor decisions. I think I'd rather play leader there anyway. I might even look at selling him. Romero is just god-awful. And there we go. Leader makes a tackle. Of course he does. Should depend on Leader a little bit more. Richardson loses the ball. Leader's already pushed up in preparation for a possible attack. And luckily for us, that shot goes over. All right. Last shout I'm going to do, just demand more. Because, I mean, we've got nothing left, really. What an absolute collapse from the team today. I mean, I don't think we really looked good out there. Don't get me wrong, but, it was 0-0. We looked like we could maybe pull a lucky victory. And, yeah, Prevel gets sent off, and the rest is history. We're going to lose this derby. And it's such an important game. 3-0. 3-0. Such a positive result in that first game against Augsburg. And, now we've conceded 3 goals. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I mentioned earlier with Prevel. I don't think I can justify having him at left back any longer. I have to because I have no other option. Well, at least we're going to be without him for one game. Ade also hasn't managed to get a goal for himself, which is absolutely dreadful. So I'll criticise him as well. Yeah, I don't know. We're just going to have to keep grinding out, and hopefully next episode things will, be a little bit better. I don't know. It's unfortunate because I don't think that loss there to Dresden was a true reflection of the team. That was 10 men. That was us in the game, 0-0 up until that point. It does mean they go above us by a point now, but we only dropped down for the meantime into 14th. I'm assuming if Rostock or Kiel get results, they'll go above us if they win. Rostock won't actually go above us if they draw, and Kiel definitely won't go above us. Same for Osnabrück if they do win their game. Anyways, guys, that's going to be the end of the episode. Bit of a downer to end it on with a loss to our historic rivals. But all is not lost. We are currently out of the relegation zone. And we did have that impressive 3-1 victory to kick off the episode. So we'll take that. We'll move forward. We'll keep plugging away, trying to get these results. And just trying to do everything we can to stay up this season. If you could show your support by smashing a like on the video, it'd be much appreciated. Subscribe to the channel as well. About 65% of you guys are not subscribed, so make sure you do that. All it'll do is give you those. You won't even get notifications unless you turn the bell on. But it'll just mean my videos will come up when they're released in your feed a little bit more often on the homepage of YouTube. So, yeah, apart from that, guys, as always, take it easy, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.